begins as one. May my hands become the hands of love. When I speak for you. I speak for me. I speak for everyone. When I sing for you. I sing for me. I sing for everyone. It's a cycle of love that begins as one. May my voice become the voice of love. When I feel for you. I feel for me. I feel for everyone. When I love for you. I love for me. I love for everyone. It's a cycle of love that begins as one. May my heart become the heart of love. It's a cycle of love that returns as one. May my voice become the voice of love. Oh, this cycle of love begins and returns as one. May our hands become the hands of love. The hands of love. The hands of love. Thank you.
Sorry. I was listening deeply to the words, and it just came to me that hands of love that defines our community, right? We are here together, loving each other, loving life. And, this is the season for gratitude. We talked about that last week, and I'm just feeling that gratitude now for this community. So I want to thank you all for being here this morning, those of you who are in this room and in our Zoom room as well, and welcome you to our service this first day of December. And normally we have a meditation service, and I'm going to give a talk this morning instead. So just to let you know, because I know your bulletin says meditation. So let's begin.
There you go. She's a senior minister. She gets to do that. Let's take a nice deep breath. And if you will repeat after me, I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and peace. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and joy. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and complete health. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and abundance. so it is.
Let's go into prayer. I invite each of you to connect with the stillness within, knowing that that is the truth of our being. That peaceful place where we all feel our connection to the divine. We know that this is the place of oneness, and that in oneness, appearances disappear. All appearances of separation, of discord, of anything that is not one and true and whole and complete. Harmony, beauty, love, all of that disappears in the face of this divine reality and our recognition of it right here and right now. I know that I am the one divine presence, and I know that this presence is everywhere. There is nowhere it is not. And we celebrate that today in this service. We celebrate each other, and we celebrate life. And in this recognition that this is the truth of our being, and all else is but ephemeral, passes, it comes and it goes. In this recognition of my truth, I express deep gratitude and appreciation. And please join with me in saying thank you. And so it is. Thank you.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice, the spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice, a spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice, a spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice, the spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world, a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, you are the heart, you are the hands, we are the heart, we are the
Today's reading is from the Prophet by Khalil Gibran. It's called On Giving. Then said a rich man, "Speak to us of giving." And he answered, "You give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give. For what are your possessions but things you keep and guard for fear you may need them tomorrow? And what is fear of need but need itself? Is not dread of thirst when your well is full, the thirst that is unquenchable? There are those who give little of the much that they have, and they give it for recognition, and their hidden desire makes their gifts unwholesome. And there are those who have little and give it all. These are the believers in life and the bounty of life, and their coffer is never empty. There are those who give with joy, and that joy is their reward. And there are those who give with pain, and that pain is their baptism. And there are those who give and know not pain in giving, nor do they seek joy, nor do they give with mindfulness of virtue. They give as in yonder valley the myrtle breathes its fragrance into space. Through the hands of such as these, God speaks, and from behind their eyes, he smiles upon the earth. It is well to give when asked, but it is better to give unasked through understanding. And to the open-handed, the search for one who shall receive is greater than giving. And is there aught you would withhold? All that you have shall someday be given. Therefore give it now, that the season of giving may be yours and not your inheritors. You often say, I would give, but only to the deserving. The trees in the orchard say, not so, nor the flocks in your pasture. They give that they may live, for to withhold is to perish. Surely he who is worthy to receive his days and his nights is worthy of all else from you. And he who has deserved to drink from the ocean of life deserves to fill his cup from your little stream. And what desert greater shall there be than that which lies in the courage and the confidence, nay, the charity of receiving? And who are you that men should tear their hearts and unveil their pride, that you may see their worth exposed and their pride apparent? See first that you yourself deserve to be a giver and an instrument of giving. For in truth it is life that gives unto life, while you, who deem yourself a giver, are but a witness for all who have the free-hearted earth for mother and God for father.
I got lost in that reading. It's beautiful. Jane herself sent it to me last week, and I asked her to read it because she's very passionate about it. And thank you, Jane. You did a beautiful reading. So let's affirm. Please repeat after me. I give of myself when I give freely.
I give of myself when I give freely.
I believe in life's unlimited supply.
I believe in life's unlimited supply.
Divine abundance is my truth.
Divine abundance is my truth.
Divine giving is my life.
Divine giving is my life.
As I give, I receive.
As I give, I receive.
This one life of God is moving through me.
This one life of God is living through me.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you.
Here in my grateful heart, I believe here in my grateful heart, I with a grateful heart, right here in this place. I'm filled to overflowing, filled with gratitude and grace. Something beautiful is happening through me. Born from sacred possibility. Here in my grateful heart, I believe. Here in my grateful heart, I conceive of my soul's desires as the good conspires for my grateful heart to receive. And with a grateful heart, I go about my day, knowing this and more is already on its way. Something wondrous is now happening through me. A life of endless possibility. Here in my grateful heart, I believe. Here in my grateful heart, I conceive of my soul's desires as the good conspires for my grateful heart to receive. Here in my grateful heart, I believe. Here in my grateful heart, I conceive of my soul's desires as the good conspires for my grateful heart to receive. For my grateful heart to receive. Here in my grateful heart, I receive.
So, thank you, Deb. We talked about gratitude last week, and we all celebrated Thanksgiving a few days ago. I know we're all in gratitude. We are. And I'd like to start today from where we left off last week in my talk, which was about gratitude, and it was also about appreciation. And I mentioned that gratitude is giving thanks, right? And we all did that copiously and abundantly with our families and our friends on Thanksgiving Day. I talked about appreciation also. And I did say that appreciation is, there's for me anyway, a deeper perception of gratitude, or it's really recognizing the intrinsic value and worth to ourselves of what we're given in our lives. And appreciation is me recognizing you here today and being in gratitude that you're here with me. It's you being in gratitude and recognition for the presence of each and every one of you and the gifts that we're given in our lives through our family, through our work. There's a lot of gratitude a lot of gratification that we get from our work, right? Even if sometimes it's stressful or seems that way, right? But we can appreciate that, and we can recognize how it enhances our life. And that's really what appreciation is. I love you for who you are and how you bring beauty to my life and love. And in appreciation, that's where we expand and we grow. Because appreciation is an openness, really, to gifts coming from the divine. I talked also about beauty last week, and I just want to touch on that briefly because so many gifts come to us through divine expression, our own divine expression. It's the divine really manifesting through us. And I'm particularly appreciative this morning of Deb here this morning. And I really want to express how her solid foundation in her musical gifts as a songwriter and as a pianist and a vocalist and as a very committed, loving presence in our community. I am in deep gratitude for that, and I recognize the beauty that is Deb in all of its manifestations, and I'm feeling that very strongly here today, so I really want to thank you, Deb. So beauty. I talked about beauty being a givingness from within, right? It's the way that we express the divine within us. And there are two ways that we can connect with the divine. And I did talk about the inner path, which is meditation or contemplation, could be journaling, any ways that we go within to recognize the truth of our being, right? Beyond the physical, the spirit that is our truth. The other way, the second path, is through recognizing beauty, which I just expressed here. And that is our divine expression. And that is our giving to the world, to each other. Right? We give through whatever is coming forth through us, right? And it may be an artistic talent, such as Deb has, or it may be the way we relate to our family, right? Our children and our grandchildren, our siblings, our parents, the way we love our parents, especially as they're aging. And we can express that love in so many ways, right? That's a givingness, and it is the divine moving through us. There's a big sort of holiday coming this week, and I think of it as a holiday because Giving Tuesday is 2 days from now, and there are lots of letters going out from various communities requesting financial donations. And CCL is among them. And I just want to express appreciation for me personally, not as your senior minister, but really as Christina, for my ability to be here and your gifts to me, for receiving what I receive in this beautiful community. And there are a number of you here in this room today who came last Tuesday and supported me when I spoke to the Interfaith Thanksgiving service gathering. And it was a real deep expression of love. The theme was gratitude in action. And I spoke, it was the first time I spoke to this gathering, although it was the second time I had attended. And I spoke about a very foundational principle here in religious science, which is God. What are the characteristics of God? Omnipresence. God is everywhere, even in situations in which we may perceive unpleasantness or discord or discomfort. God is in those situations too. And we know that when we're really connecting with God, right? The second way is omniscience, which I think of as connecting with the divine and receiving guidance. So our intuition, right? Divine wisdom coming through when we get creative ideas or inspiration about something that we might take action on. That is really the divine expressing through divine wisdom. And then the last piece is omnipotence. And that's where our power is, right? Our power is not in our physical beingness, me, Christina, right? That's not where my power comes from. My real power comes when I connect with divine truth. And whether I do it from internal contemplation or meditation, or whether I do it through connection externally, beauty, giving, expressions of love, nurturing of others, that is a connection with the divine. And that is a deep spiritual principle that every faith has, right? It's the abiding principle in the Kabbalah, giving to others and service to others, right? And that's how the divine expresses through us, and that's how we can connect with the divine. Right? Jesus spoke about giving in the Bible in many places. Giving to the poor, giving to the downtrodden, giving whatever we can. And I'm not talking about financial, I'm just talking about giving of ourselves, our beingness. And at the Thanksgiving service on Tuesday, the interfaith service, there was a lovely young man who was representing his mosque in Willingboro. And he got up, and he's a physician, actually, and a member of their board, and he also spoke about his faith and givingness, right? So I just want to remind all of you that just by being here today, just by your presence, here or wherever you are, when you are in connection with the divine, whether it's internally through a practice, a spiritual practice, or whether it's in your expression, your daily expressions, or expressing art or music as Deb does, your relationships with your family and your friends, right? That is your divine expression. In terms of looking at, financial abundance, what are finances? What is money, really? It's really just an energy, right? It comes into our life, it flows, and it moves on out again, right? Whether we're paying our bills or we're giving gifts, we're giving of our energy, you know? I do a job and my employer gives me a salary, gives me a gift of compensation for the work I do for that company or that organization, those individuals. And it's really an exchange of energy, right? I give my love, my talent, and what comes back to me is financial abundance for me to live my life, just in the physical world, pay my bills, all of that. Just lost my train of thought. So early this morning, a book came to me, a title of a book that I have loved deeply for many years, and it just popped into my mind. And it's by a woman named Lynn Twist, and she is a fundraiser by profession, and she is one of the co-founders of the Pachamama Alliance, which you've heard of Pachamama Alliance through Marty and June. But prior to that experience, she had been a fundraiser for an organization called the Hunger Project. And as a result of her experiences in that organization, she had connected with many, many people around the world, right? Many wealthy individuals and many people who were recipients of the generosity of many of the people who gave to the Hunger Project. And this morning, what popped into me were two very poignant scenarios that she talked about in her book. And one of them was an experience of being in Chicago and accepting a gift of $10,000 from a corporation to the Hunger Project. And so she flew from wherever she was. I believe she was in New York or Washington. She flew to Chicago to accept the gifts. And you've all seen like press releases of corporations that give these big, huge checks, and they present it to the representative of the organization. And there's a press release that's done, and oftentimes it's reported into the media, especially if the gift is large enough. And she had the experience of being at this presentation, and the energy and the behavior of the CEO of the company was, well, it was one that was not of gratitude, let's say that. So he made it very clear to her that it was not his idea to be making this gift on behalf of his corporation, so perhaps his board wanted to do it or whatever, but he was not in agreement with it. And she got back on the plane, and she had this check in her, a real check now, not the big, huge cardboard thing. And she got on the plane, and she felt so disturbed by the energy of the giving and how it was presented to her that she got home that night, and she actually returned the check to him, right? A $10,000 check for hunger, right, to feed the hungry. And she really felt that the gift was not giving in the spirit of love and kindness. So she sent it back to him with a note thanking him, but saying, I really, on behalf of my organization, we cannot accept this check. Prior to her doing that, when she was flying back to New York from Chicago, she went to another gathering. And this was in New York City in a community in Harlem. And it was a group of mostly women, and they had been organized by one of the women who had really felt so inspired by the work of this organization and the people that were receiving benefits, hungry people in other parts of the world, Africa specifically, but other third world places as well. And so she gathered a group of women in her community who came to hear Lynn speak about what the Hunger Project does. And she made a request for contributions, and there was a basket, right? And she asked people to give if they felt inclined to give. And nobody said anything. Everybody just kind of sat there. And then at one point, an elder woman in the community stood up, and she walked up to the basket, and she put a small amount of money in there. And she said to Lynn, she said, I have not been blessed with magnificent riches in my life. My life is one of service. I work very hard for every penny that I earn. But I am so deeply grateful for the work that you are doing and that your organization is doing to feed hungry people around the world, that I want to give what I can to this project. So that spurred everyone else to come up and give as well. So there were maybe a few $100s that were collected that night. And that image of that meeting has always stayed with me because, Lynn said, it's not the amount of money, it's the spirit, it's the givingness from the heart that is really important when we give. The other image that I have from that book is really about butterflies and moths, right? And we all know butterflies as a symbol of transformation, right? And why is that? And if you've ever studied biology or thought about what butterflies do and how they're born, they have a certain developmental stage where they're caterpillars, right? And they live on trees and they voraciously eat leaves. And then at some point they go into a cocoon, and once they're in that cocoon, their physical body almost completely disintegrates into mush. I mean, all of their physical structures just dissolve. And there are certain cells in the body of a moth and a butterfly that are called imaginal cells, and they're in little discs. And they have the genetic and the developmental information, the coding information in the DNA to create a butterfly or a moth out of what used to be a caterpillar. And they're called imaginal cells. They're in discs called imaginal discs. And she uses that image to really talk about transformation. And she says that when we give from our heart, it transforms us. Right? You know, so we remember our gratitude and our love that we've all been celebrating with each other all week. And that has really, for us, kicked off the holiday season, right? We're going into the season of Christmas and Hanukkah, which happens to be the same day as Christmas, I believe, this year. So we're in gratitude. Let's also be in appreciation. And when we're in appreciation, let's remember this community, CCL, and why we're here. And are we being transformed when we're sitting here singing with each other, loving each other, being inspired, I hope, by talks at service, whatever it is. But it's the energy of nurturing and loving, and we're each giving to each other, are we not? And in that, that's the transformation. And this week, we're being asked to give financially to support this organization. And I just completed a letter yesterday together with Reverend Catherine, just reviewing the many different activities that our financial abundance has really supported over the years. And it's very interesting when we do that because we remember, we forget what we did last February. All of us do. But when we sit down and really journal about it and write about it, we really can get into a place of deep appreciation for what we have accomplished in our lives. And I mean accomplishment in the sense of this is what I did with my time. This is what I did with my energy. And I will add to that, this is what I did with my financial contribution to this organization. So, Giving Tuesday for CCL is really our year-end giving campaign, asking all of our members to contribute according to their heart, right? According to your heart, to support the stability and the foundation and the creativity and the opening and expansion of CCL as an organization, CCL as a community of loving and giving, and CCL as a platform for retreats and programs and guest speakers and workshops and all that is received here. And in that, I express my deep gratitude to each and every one of you. And I'm grateful just for being here, so thank you. And so it is. Okay.
May God's spark within shine its light. May the flame of love burn so bright that the whole world can see our true reality is the awesome abundance of life. I know a place that's quiet, where stillness fills the air, where darkness disappears into the light everywhere. I go there in the morning and linger through the day. It gives me everything I need to soothe me as I pray. May God's spark within shine its light. spark within shine its light. May the flame of love burn so bright that the whole world can see our true reality is the awesome abundance of life. The peaceful abundance, the promised abundance, the perfect abundance of light. Awakened abundance, amazing abundance, astounding abundance of life. As God's spark within shines its light, may the flame of love burn so bright that the whole world can see our true reality is the awesome abundance of life. Yes, the whole world can see our true reality is the awesome abundance of life. The awesome abundance of life.
Please join us for the blessing of our offerings. Thank you, God, for this abundance that's mine to share. I bless this gift and give it to thee in gratitude and joy, knowing that as I give, I do receive.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Come on here. Expressing deep appreciation and gratitude for all of these expressions of energy and love and abundance that are coming to CCO in divine expression from each and every member of our community here today. We know all is in perfection, all is in love, all is in divine expression for each one of us, collectively and as one. And in that divine expression, we express our thanks and we say, and so it is. Thank you.
So as you all know, this is my favorite point of the service. Is there anybody here for the first time? I don't think so. Stephanie, would you stand, please? If everyone on Zoom, if you will raise your hands in blessing and repeat after me. Welcome to the Center for Conscious Living. We are a heart-centered spiritual community. We open ourselves to you in love. We recognize the perfection of God within you. We celebrate the joyous being that you are. You are a radiant point of light. We are blessed by your presence. Welcome home.
to thank each and every one of you who has made this sacred space so beautiful here, so loving this morning, and really some of you have worked throughout the week. So Reverend Paul, right, my partner, I'm going to get back to him. I'm just introducing him right now. Jane Hobson, our lovingly passionate reader this morning. Thank you, Jane. And Deb Chamberlin and her beautiful creations through musical expression. Setup. What was that? Hello. All right. I guess I should thank surprises because there are many here. Jane and Bob, who have lovingly set up all of the tables in the back and really have created this sacred space for us. And June and Paula, who are in loving service as our ushers this morning, and Julia Fulmer, who is here bright and early setting up our refreshments, which we all take advantage of after our service. And our media team this morning, we have Marty and Keith and Wayne also, and Reverend Catherine, of course, is involved in that as well, and Reverend Paul. And Reverend Ken, our Zoom minister, who's doing such a great job moderating our Zoom attendees this morning and every Sunday morning. Thank you, Reverend Ken. And pastoral support, we have one of our practitioner trainees, Lisa Source, a very bright light in our practitioner class and in our community. Thank you, Lisa. And that's it for now, I think. I hope I didn't forget anyone, but thank you all. All right, a few brief announcements. We have two save the dates. One is for next Sunday, December 8th. Just a reminder that the Venerable Bhante Wamala is coming here to give us a talk. And some of you know Bhante, and some of you are new to our community and may not know him, but he is a Sri Lankan Buddhist monk, and he comes here and I'm going to say in divine awareness. He walks through the world in divine awareness, and he brings compassion and love wherever he goes, and he's doing that for us next Sunday. So I would really recommend that you try to be here and really drink in the compassion and the love that is Bhante. And just very briefly, he has been a member of this community for many, many years. And he also travels around the world to places of disaster, earthquakes, hurricanes, floods, wherever he is needed. And he goes and he helps out in a worldly way, all right? He identifies a certain segment of the population in greatest need, and he might figure out how to get water to them or get food to them, or whatever it is they might need, how to start rebuilding. So he's very much in the world, but as he's doing that, he lives in compassion. And what is compassion? It's being able to be in the appearance of difficulty, right? And certainly an earthquake or an environmental disaster is the height of worldly difficulty. And he's able to do that in compassion, which means always remembering the truth of his being and bringing that forth, spreading love and kindness and devotion to the divine in all of his activities. So everyone in his presence feels his love. So again, an invitation for you to be here next week. And just a reminder that, I say the Venerable, that is his title, and we want to be very respectful. He comes from an Asian tradition, so, we don't hug him, we don't shake his hand, we keep a respectful space from Buddhist monks. And we celebrate just his beingness in that way. The other save the date is January 5th, our memorial for Mia Kelly, and we'll talk more about that as we get closer to that. But our lovely Holly, who is Mia's really dearest friend, is orchestrating that together with Keith here and Supriya as well, who served and loved and nurtured Mia for many years. I already mentioned Giving Tuesday in my talk, so all I'll say about that at this point is that it's an opportunity for you to give from your heart to this community. And CCL is accepting donations and contributions all of this week, beginning Monday through Friday. And our board has very generously given of their hearts, and they're offering a one-to-one match. So anyone who gives, the board will match that one-to-one. And we've gotten a commitment from board members for $9,500. So everything we receive up until that point will be matched by our board. So, so we have the potential to have a match up to $19,000, right? But of course, the divine is unlimited, so whatever it is, it can go well beyond that. So you'll be receiving an email about that. I think you may have received one already, but there's another one going out. And that also really delineates everything that we've been doing. I won't say everything, but almost everything that we could remember and refer to about our activities here at CCL and how we're serving each other. So you can look for that in your email box and give from your heart. And in that, I just wanted to really talk about Reverend Paul here, because he's here almost every Sunday, and I don't know anybody who gives more to this community than Reverend Paul. And that's true financially, but it's also true in every other way of service. Reverend Paul has been, he was in ministry school with me here at CCL and practitioner training. So we've known each other for a long time. And he is still here, and I'm still here too. Amazing. So we're sort of partners in, I don't know.
In the divine.
In the divine, thank you. But he lives in the givingness of his heart. And you see him here in ministry, serving individual members, but you also see him serving the media team, or helping out in the back, or certainly in cleanup after this service is over. That's a big part of our volunteerism effort here, and he is the one who's always pitching in. Whatever needs to be done, he is there. He is there helping with communications behind the scenes, and so many times we'll talk about something and he says, "Would you like me to do that?" Or, "I'll do that." And I almost always say yes, because he just sees a need and he just does it, asking, thank goodness, but he just jumps right in. And I just want to express a very deep, grateful thank you to Reverend Paul. And I'm so glad that we're here together, and I mean that from my heart.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right back at you.
Yeah, especially, the transition is going to be in the next few months. We're going to have a formal transition where Reverend Catherine will be stepping away as the senior minister, and I will be stepping into that position. And as I do that, I am deeply, deeply grateful for Reverend Paul's partnership, because he is my partner here as our minister, and also Reverend Catherine as well. She has spent days and days and days and days really teaching me the inner workings of being a senior minister in a spiritual community, a New Thought spiritual community. And I'm definitely a neophyte, but I'm learning, and the readiness is there now. So we don't have an exact date yet, but it will be early in 2025. So I just want to let you all know about that. And Reverend Paul will be there with me, so thank you. And our wonderful board members. And, we have had some changes on our board and some reorganization. And I do want to acknowledge June Hammett, who has stepped fully into her position as president of our board. Thank you, June. And I want to also mention that, board membership here is a volunteer position, and June has jumped into it as a full-time job. And I just want to, June, express my deep gratitude, because I recognize your love and your commitment to CCL. So thank you. Just getting back to Giving Tuesday, I wanted to mention contributions of two of our members. Kathy Milano is offering a gift. Anyone who contributes $1,000 or more, she is offering an angelic healing journey, a body code session, or an Andean energy medicine session as a gift to whomever would make that kind of donation. So you would be contacted if we see a donation like that coming in. And the other person is Mary Law. She is giving the opportunity to have your name entered into a raffle to win one of Mary's original paintings. And Mary is a very talented visual artist and painter, and anyone who gives in excess of $250 will be entered into that raffle. And if anyone was following her artistic adventures this summer, she was on a 30-day journey of painting every day for 30 days. And she really expresses the divine through her art. So there you go. What else do I want to? I just wanted, I'm going to invite Holly to come up here in 1 minute to talk about Mini Monday, which is tomorrow night, and she is doing our Mini Monday. But before I do that, I just wanted to remind all of you that we reserve this room up until noon on Sundays, and we must vacate the building at noon. So we're going to be closing up the coffee service and the refreshments at 11:45, and sort of gently guiding each of us out of the building. And I would also ask if you can find it in your heart to help with some of the refreshment cleanup in the back, because the people who are doing refreshments are really doing it by themselves. And today Julia was here early, and she'll be here the last one to leave cleaning up. So if anyone is here and can help her, that would just be great. Okay, Holly.
It's always so good to be with all of you. And we get to be with Reverend Paul in yet another way that he gives on Mini Monday. If you're able to come in person tomorrow night, be there at his Cinnamon home, excuse me, a little bit before 7 so that we can start promptly. The Mini Monday is from 7 to 8:45, and I'm going to be introducing you or reintroducing you to some of my favorite things, and that's essential oils, another gift of the divine. There are some samples on the back table. One of the people who benefited from essential oils was my dear friend Mia, and we must have done at least 100 times the stress relief technique that I'll be teaching on Monday evening. And speaking of Mia, another way that Giving Tuesday is being supported is by gifts from Mia. The altar today, which I created for you, is filled with gifts from Mia. The back table has furniture that remains that's available. And for anybody who wishes to take any of these items to help remember Mia or to enhance your home or that of a friend or relative, your contributions will go to Giving Tuesday. So, and I don't know whether you know this, but religious science was so important in Mia's life that she picked up and moved from Manchester, New Jersey, where her only relative lives, her cousin Maggie, and she looked around for places where there was a center of religious science, and she found a couple of places. She visited Moorestown in about 2011, I think, and she was so warmly welcomed here that she picked up and moved to Moorestown, New Jersey, and created us as her family. So she just keeps on giving to us, doesn't she? So, and we'll be celebrating her on January 5th, and I'd love it if each of you who have some special thing that you've picked up that belonged to Mia, some way that you remember her. Wear that or bring a picture or think of that and send me photographs. We're going to be collecting photographs for a slideshow, etc. So, yeah, and if you have any, every person who comes to Mini Monday, whether on Zoom or elsewhere or live would be the thing because it's so experiential. Everybody's going to leave feeling better than they came. I promise you that. Thank you.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyful vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
A nice breath. Soak in this beautiful service. Soak in the profundity and the wisdom that was expressed through Reverend Christina. Soaking in the music. Soaking in each other, the love that is here, the oneness, the perfection. Giving thanks for all of it. Knowing that the divine is our source and that the divine gives and gives and gives. Knowing that we receive in love and support. Giving thanks for this beautiful community that shows up here week after week after week in love, in the knowingness that we are one with each other, that we bless each other, that we love each other. We know the magnificence of ourselves and of each other. And we give thanks for that. We give thanks for the upliftment of this service that carries us on the wings of the divine through this week till us coming together again. Giving thanks for this beautiful life that we get to live full out, being supported by all that the divine is. Living life from that space of God and loving and cherishing and giving and receiving. We give thanks. And in this gratitude we say, and so it is.
Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this
Life is in my body. Life is in my mind. Life is in my feelings. Life is in all of my activities. I receive it. I share it. I am it. And I accept it. How do I accept it? Just the way that it is. Thank you, life. And accepting all of these gifts, we say yes.